Hey there, friends, and welcome back to another 3-Minute Thoughts. My name is Derek, and for the next 3 minutes, I want to invite you into a simple experiment. As we walk through the New Testament one chapter and one weekday at a time, we're going to go slow and pause and make sure we understand exactly what the text is telling us. Even though the Bible has shaped cultures and laws for centuries, it's also probably one of the most misunderstood books. So let's walk our way through this and see if we can gain some content and understanding from what's written. Let's continue with Matthew chapter 2. The book This chapter opens with a strange group of visitors. They're called magi. Some call them wise men. They're not insiders. They're not Jewish. They're scholars, astronomers, outsiders who see something in the sky that tells them a new king has been born. That alone is something worth noticing. The first people to come looking for Jesus, they're not religious professionals. They're just curious outsiders following a question they can't ignore. But when they arrive in Jerusalem and ask where the king is, everything changes. King Herod hears the news and he's terrified. It's pretty interesting to understand this because the people with the most power in the room are the most threatened by this baby. Herod isn't afraid because he lacks control. As a matter of fact, he has total control up until now. He's afraid that he's about to lose it. So he lies, he manipulates. He uses religious language, I'm going to worship him, and yet plans violence. And eventually, when he realizes he's been outplayed, he does something horrifying, something we try to soften or skip. It says he kills all the children in Bethlehem under the age of 2. I don't know, maybe it forces an uncomfortable question. Why would the Bible include something this dark? Matthew doesn't explain it away. He just simply tells it pretty straight. Power, when it's scared, becomes destructive. And history, both ancient history and modern history, backs that very thing up. Joseph is then warned in a dream and takes Mary and Jesus to Egypt. They become refugees, running for their lives from a ruler who's trying to kill them. And Matthew tells us this too was part of the larger story. The very same God who once called Israel out of Egypt in the Old Testament is now retracing those steps in Jesus in the New Testament. The Magi respond to Jesus with joy and generosity, and here Herod responds with fear and violence. Same child, yet very different reactions. And that raises a question that still matters for you and me today. When something challenges our sense of control, our power, our certainty, our way of life, what comes out of us? Is it curiosity or is it fear? Here's where I want to leave you today. Matthew 2 isn't just about a king that was born long ago. It's about how humans respond when authority is challenged and how God chooses to enter that world in darkness or light anyway. So here's your takeaway to sit with today. If God really did come near, not as a conqueror, but as a child, maybe the greatest threat isn't losing control. Maybe it's what fear does when we try to hold on to it. Thanks for taking these 3 minutes with me. Tomorrow, we'll keep going. Be well, friends.